Are you looking for the best 3D printers? In this video, we will look at some of the 5 best 3D printers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Creality Ender 3v2. Ever since Creality released its first Ender 3, the Ender series has been one of the most popular 3D printer choices in the low-cost range. In fact, on Amazon's all-time bestseller list, the Ender 3, the Ender 3 Pro, and the Ender 3 V2 have each made it onto the podium. Both predecessors of the V2 are great machines in many respects, but it's the V2 that seals the deal for us. The second generation is an easy recommendation. It builds on the printers that came before it by adding hardware that makes it easier to live and work with. Whether you're entirely new to 3D printing or an experienced veteran, the Ender 3 V2 is one of the best options out there if you want clean prints without hassle. Like the original Ender 3, the V2 here is well regarded for how easy it is to set up, use, and get good quality prints flowing off your tempered glass print bed. The V2 features a better design than the printer that came before it, as well as a 32-bit mainboard and silent stepper motor drivers. You get a respectable 220 by 220 by 250 mm print area to work with, plus a 250 degrees Celsius hot end and Bowden extruder. One of the biggest strengths of choosing this printer is it makes a great base to get into modifications. The Ender 3 community is widespread, which pretty much guarantees there's a forum somewhere where someone can help you troubleshoot an issue, or improve the machine with add-ons and upgrades. The Ender 3 V2 is one of the top entries on the Amazon seller list, and it also remains one of our all-time favorite 3D printers at all 3DPHQ. It performs well, implements small but meaningful upgrades, and remains affordable at $260. In short, the Ender 3 V2 is a reliable desktop 3D printer with a simple build experience and a short time to set up. The out-of-the-box printing performance is good, and you can leave it to do its thing without encountering major issues. If you want the printer to grow with your ambitions, you also have a vast range of upgrade options to consider. At number 2. Elegoo Neptune 3. Elegoo started out manufacturing resin 3D printers, but then it expanded into FDM. Since doing this, its range of FDM 3D printers have become increasingly popular. While the Elegoo Neptune may seem like another Ender 3 clone, it offers a taller build volume of 220 by 220 by 280 mm, which can get you a lot more printing value. Automatic bed leveling is right at the top of the Neptune's feature list. This works using an inductive probe, which accounts for any unevenness by probing 16 points across the print bed and automatically adjusting the Z offset for you. The Neptune 3 doesn't come with any manual leveling knobs like other similar printers out there, so if the bed is somehow too uneven for automatic leveling to fix, you'll need to use the provided wrench to adjust the nuts under the bed. But since Elegoo have opted not to include manual knobs, they seem confident this won't be needed much, if at all. The PEI-covered spring steel plate is another noteworthy feature. This type of build plate is widely considered to be the best by the 3D printing community. It attaches magnetically, offers superb adhesion with most 3D printing materials, and because it's flexible, it's effortless to remove prints afterwards, even the delicate ones. In terms of extrusion, the Neptune 3 comes with a dual-geared Bowden extruder and a hot end capable of 260 degrees Celsius, making it ideal for printing PLA, ABS, TPU, and PTG. Overall, Elegoo has built an affordable FDM printer with features you wouldn't typically see in this price range. We've put the Neptune 3 through our testing hoops and we're pleased with its overall performance. Sure, at times we found using it wasn't quite as effortless as it could be, but with a little fine-tuning we managed to get it working consistently. Our verdict: the Elegoo Neptune 3 is capable of churning out beautiful prints. It's available for as little as $230, offering excellent value for money. At number 3. Anycubic Kobra Max. If large prints are on the agenda, cast your eyes towards the Anycubic Kobra Max. With a generous build volume of 400 by 400 by 450 mm, the Kobra Max stands out even among largish 3D printers of its price class. Whether you want to 3D print life-sized helmets or scale up your favorite models, the Kobra Max offers ample build volume to let your creativity run wild. Be warned though, it's big. The footprint of the machine is 720 by 715 by 665 millimeters, with a y-axis that will sling outside this because it's a bedslinger. Make sure you've got the space before pulling the trigger on this behemoth. Like Elegoo's Neptune 3, the Kobra Max uses an inductive probe for bed leveling. The stain gauge nozzle will probe 25 points on the tempered glass build plate to map out any unevenness, which the firmware will then compensate for at the beginning stages of a print. Manual leveling knobs are notably absent on the Max, but we didn't miss them one bit during our time with it. The auto leveling worked perfectly, which is essential for a print bed of this size. The hot end can reach 260 degrees Celsius, which means consumer filaments such as PLA, PTG, and TPU are on the menu for the Kobra Max. The volcano-style hot end allows for generous volumetric flow, in theory making this printer suitable for larger nozzles, such as 0.6 or 8 mm, although we haven't tested this. It's worth noting the default slicing profiles for the Kobra Max are set rather ambitiously at 80 mm per second. To our surprise, the printer produces great results even with these high-speed settings. How is this possible? The printer has a rigid frame made possible by structural braces on the frame, which cuts out unwanted Z-wobble caused by print head movements. In testing, we found very few print defects caused by frame stability, even at the top end of the Z gantry. All in all, we feel Anycubic has produced a great 3D printer which offers solid performance and an impressive set of features for its price. In fact, if you want to print big without spending big, the Kobra Max should be your go-to option. At around $580, this printer is not a small investment, but for its build volume, features, and overall print experience, it's a good bargain. At number 4. Creality Ender 3S1 Pro. Creality's Ender 3S1 Pro is another top-ranking option in Amazon's bestseller list. For anyone looking to expand outside of run-of-the-mill materials, this is a hot tip. The S1 Pro has a generous 220 by 220 by 270 mm build volume, giving you plenty of room to print lots of interesting things. It's fitted with a Creality Sprite extruder, a specially developed dual-geared extruder for excellent extrusion consistency. We've been impressed by this extruder when we encountered it on the Pro's siblings, the Ender 3S1 and the Ender 3S1 Plus. The all-metal hot end can reach temperatures up to 300 degrees Celsius, so it can print a whole bunch more materials, including nylon, PC, and ASA. If you want to work with abrasive filaments, it's advisable to fit an abrasion-resistant nozzle, as the standard brass nozzles will wear away over time. This is an easy and inexpensive upgrade that will make the machine much more capable. Creality has even released a liquid cooling heatsink kit that can be retrofitted to ensure constant cooling for high-temperature print jobs over a long period of time, although this upgrade will cost you a little more. The Ender 3S1 Pro has similarities to the Ender 3V2 listed above. It's equipped with a CR Touch, Creality's own auto-leveling probe solution. This metal probe pokes 16 points on the print bed, creating a mesh to account for any unevenness. The print bed itself is a PI-covered spring steel plate that provides excellent adhesion and allows you to take prints off with a little flex. At number 5. Elegoo Saturn II. What Creality is to FDM 3D printing, Elegoo is to the resin space, or at least they're trying to be. The company that initially started out with the Mars series has one of the largest user bases, and its Mars and Saturn series are top-rated and all-time top sellers. The Saturn II is the latest version of its mid-sized resin 3D printer series. While only just recently hitting the market, it has already cemented itself within the list of top sellers at Amazon. And for good reason, we might add. If you're looking for a resin 3D printing experience, the Saturn II offers one of the easiest introductions. This is an exceptionally nice-to-use 3D printer. Besides its slick look with a stylish creased design which gives rigidity to its bucket-style lid, the 219 by 123 by 250 mm build volume is large for a resin 3D printer, with a decent resolution at 28.5 microns. This is an absurd level of detail to have across a large build volume like this. In short, everything about the Elegoo Saturn II feels premium. The oversized print plate release knob is easy to handle when wearing gloves. The improved light engine pairs a Fresnel lens with COB, giving greater light uniformity across the plate. The wholesale focus on improving the Saturn II's status as a resin workhorse also sees a 9H hardness screen protector landing on the LCD, saving you from untimely LCD replacements should your scraper slip too far. If you ever run into any hiccups, a large community base will get you back on your feet in no time. The Saturn II is not only popular on the Amazon seller list, but also within the 3D printing community. The evidence can be seen in many Facebook groups and subreddits related to the Saturn II. Our recent review concludes that the Saturn II knocks it out of the park. For a reasonable price of $600, you get exceptional detail and a generous build volume. Unbeatable.